Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is nothing. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling.
Hey divas and gents, I am going to a pop-up event for my homegirl Shauna, and she bakes and makes all these good sweets. I'm not supposed to be eating those sweets, but I'm coming out to support. So let's see what they got. Okay, Shauna's sweets. And I filled the bag, okay, period. Let me tell you something. I just left this beautiful building, and I must say, it smells glorious in here. I normally don't like the smell of bacon, but all you smell is bacon. So there's a cute bagel shop this way. So now that I'm in the area, I'm going to try it. I always wanted to give it a go. So I'm definitely going to see what this bagel shop is hitting for. Cute area. Ducked off, you know. If you know, you know. It's a little bit of color out here. Just a little bit. So I'm trying this vegan blueberry Danish. Throughout this journey of getting active more, I've been walking like crazy. Literally everywhere I go, for some reason, it's a hike. Like, even where I just came from, I have no idea how to get to where I need to go to start going home. I'm kind of stuck in like this little cluster, or this little, I don't know if you call this a cul-de-sac. I don't know how you say this, but it's only one way in, one way out. It's like the back end. Anyway, I just been walking more often, so I think I like that as a form of exercise. And then also I like the fact that I've been getting out, and the things that I've been doing is like inexpensive. You know, a cup of coffee and a Danish, that's no more than $10. Aside from that, it's like it's free just to get out and enjoy the air. It feels so good out here. This is a nice area. I'm gonna try to get my nephew to come out here. because it's a pool in this area, a playground. It looks like it's a trail for you to walk and exercise. I'm definitely gonna find, and it's a basketball court. I'm gonna definitely bring him out here. This is actually okay. It's not bad. If he didn't tell me that this was vegan, I wouldn't have known. Jesus, but all these little crumbs are just falling. I decided that I want to celebrate walking into a new place of employment. I want to celebrate this new job. I normally don't. I may decide to go out one day this upcoming week to just get some drinks or a cocktail or something just to celebrate, because it's been such a long journey coming into finding this new job, and I went through so much without income that I feel like I definitely want to celebrate walking into this blessing. Just a dinner with some drinks. Ma'am, you want to sit here?
No, I'm waiting for him to pull the cart around so I can put this stuff in the cart so nobody take the cart to buy.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you wanted to sit here in the shade. I didn't know what. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, this is a whole park over there. I don't know if I want to walk over there and see what's going on or not. Because I would definitely bring my boo butt. Oh my God, the cutest little kids. It make you want to have a baby. I can walk with this. I must say, we need more areas like this in the hood. The tree line, the shade is much needed. Anyway, let me put this phone up because I'm tired. I'm breathing all heavy like I'm in. And then I'm just gonna do some B-roll. Divas, I am back in the house and I couldn't wait to get back in the house. But when I say burnt out, I am burnt out. Like literally it was too warm out there and it had me thinking. So girls, I don't know if you have these issues, but for me, when I get hot, I sweat. First place I sweat is my hair and my actual crown. And then I start to sweat under my arms. And then you can tell when I'm really hot is when it starts to sweat down below, child. And once it sweat down below, it's a wrap. It's time to go freshen up. That's a maintenance down there. So I do advise if you're a big girl, if you're a sweater, or just a female that like to keep up with their hygiene, please make sure you wear a panty liner every day and have them in your bag, because it's just that type of weather right now, and it's gonna only get hotter. You have to have panty liners in your bag. You have to have deodorant, extra deodorant aside from what you use in the house. You have to have one in your purse whenever you walk out the door, and you have to have all of the things: toiletries, lotion, a little bottle of spray, and even some wipes. You know what I'm saying? I cannot express how serious I am when I say that. Especially being plus size, you should already know what you need to do. But I'm telling you, get yourself a little bag and have it in your purse. If not, if you have a small bag, make sure you have miniature items to have in your purse. Okay, so what I did want to get into is the fragrances that I've been adoring. So y'all know over time, I have been taking the time to get different fragrances to see what I like. Now, I did do a video on all of these items, but I just want to show you what I actually ran completely through and what I really, really hate. So if you don't know, I went ahead and purchased the miniature Billie Eilish, and this is the number 2. I found this girl sitting inside of Ross just waiting on me because I have heard all the raves about Billie Eilish. So let me just tell you, the pump fake is that this bottle you almost cannot see when you're out. And it's like a little corner running through there, sitting right in this area. That's all I got left. I like it, but I like to smell sexy. I like to smell like I feel at times, most of the time, sexy, daring. I don't mind being the one that's kind of loud in a room when it comes to fragrances. So I like this. This too is deep. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. This actually is a little bit more softer than this. But for some reason, I like to pair the two. And once I pair the two, I'm good. My latest combo, Lattafa Kamara and also the Billie Eilish number 2. So also one of my combos that I love, and I talked about this as well on the channel, but I love a shimmer. Whenever I'm going out, if I'm going out to where it's a dinner, it's drinks, it's the movie theater, it's the evening, it's like just something cute to where it deserves an outfit, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to rub myself down with some shimmer. Now, I haven't went ahead and put this on my face. This is from Absolute, but I'll put this all over my arms. I'll rub it across my chest, and I'll also put it on my legs or something like that when I'm stepping out. But this one here is the GOAT. And as you can tell, I have ran through this. Run and get it. This is in Walmart. This is Taraji P. Henson, TPH. And she has a line of shampoos, lotions, perfumes, all of the things. I have had an array of her shampoos and her conditioners and also her perfumes, and this is the Body Glow, and I have gifted a lot of her pieces away. But this goes on a lot darker and creamier. It's really good for brown skin, and it's called Here We Glow Now. I like this. So I put this on my cheekbones and I rub it in enough to where it's kind of like almost translucent, and I'll get that nice pretty shimmer that I want, or that, not shimmer, more so that glow. Because mind you, it doesn't really promise you shimmer, but it promises you a glow, and that's what it gives me. It gives me a glow, and you'll also see a little bit of the shimmer. I just look like I'm kissed with a little bit of shimmer. So one of the fragrances that I dogged, and it's empty, I talked about this before too, the Versace Crystal Noir. I thought I hated it at first. I smelled it, I said it's not pumping enough. It is a toilette. So what happens is over time it just does it for me. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to get this again. This is one of my goodies, and I realized if a fragrance is on the darker side, like the darker the liquid, the more I gravitate to it. I don't know why. So I have been using these. If you're a hood girly, you know what these are. These are what you call oils. We call them Muslim oils. This is a peach and honey. And I have another one called the Golden Sands. In your little travel kit, when you have like your little freshen up, you know, pottery little bag or whatever, you can easily throw these little miniature oils in there and it will really do you a nice job. So this is a fragrance that I hated. Because remember I told you I was going to show y'all what I hate. Never used it. Every time I go to spray it to try to give it a go, I'm like, what did I flipping buy? So this is a Oud Mood, and this is by Lattafa as well, House of Lattafa. And these are like Muslim Islamic fragrances. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me. But this was my second bottle of the Kamara stuff or the Muslim stuff. And honestly, this perfume, it just doesn't do it for me. But I just left church and I bring a snack. We just stopped past the house really quick because I needed to use the bathroom. Church was really good. Let me just say this. I never told you a lie. Church was top tier. The message, the pastor didn't even get to preach his word, and church was still really powerful, really amazing. I got to witness something supernatural. There was a woman and she went into full-on praise at first, and then she started to get attacked by something supernatural, something demonic, and literally the entire church service was stopped at a halt. Everybody surrounded her, greater than over 200, maybe 100 or so people. And pastor literally left the pulpit to come to the back of the church to lay this woman on the ground and pray over her, him and his people, in terms of, you know, the people that sit in the front of the church. And it was deacons, it was the first lady, it was, you know, people in the choir, you know, it was the praise team leaders. Everybody was up there and they all had their hands on this woman, to the point where they prayed over her for, I want to say, greater than 3 hours. We literally left and they were still praying over this woman. The whole church left, all but a shy of maybe 15 to 20 people. Me and my mother was one of those people, and we just sat there and we prayed. It was literally like a prayer revival. All we did was pray the entire service. It got so bad that the lady never came out of whatever was over her. She was sweating profusely. She was screaming. Her legs were shaking. Her legs were going. And the things that she was saying, it was just out of her mind. She basically was saying, I don't want to say what she said because I don't want to scare y'all, but she basically was saying things that was just not of a normal worship. And it's like she was completely out of her mind. So I do want to say they just, everybody put their hands on her literally, and they did not lift a finger off of her okay, throughout that whole 3 or 4 hour session. This girl, she had went into screaming, she had went into crying, she had fell to sleep, she had passed out, she had woke back up. They still was praying over her, because the whole time she's going through this, she's saying things, her legs are still shaking, her lips are still moving. It was so crazy. I am not one to have the Holy Ghost like that, but I'm a prayer warrior. Nobody really knows, because I don't talk about it, but I pray all day, every day. I'm constantly praying, because I have like this whole thing over me where I'm always worried and scared and nervous, and it's more than what you think. However, to sit there, I prayed solely for this woman for 3 hours. I did not have any selfish prayer in my mind. Like, all I was concerned about is that she's okay, that she's breathing, that she calms down, that she just comes back to, come out of that whole spirit that's over her. Pastor had everyone that was working alongside of him open up the windows. He said he wants this demon out of her. He wants the devil out of her. Literally, all the windows in the church were open. You can hear the pastor's wife. All she said was, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. She called Jesus literally. Like, I had looked at my phone just because I don't know what made me look at my phone, but it was 1:33. It is now 3:55, and we're just getting home, and we only live about 5 or 8 minutes away from the church. They're still literally praying over this woman, and we set it out as long as we could. Literally, we watched for so long and prayed for so long, and it was like, so this is an experience that you only had to be there to see. I don't think any normal person that's not of the book, read the book back and forward, would know the instructions on what to do for this particular situation. And we just basically prayed. He kept telling us, don't just watch, pray. And my only watch was, I have this concern for like people that's like, just health wise. I get like concerned. I want to know, how can I help? And my only concern was, is she okay? Do she have enough air? Is she breathing? Because she was basically hyperventilating. She could not pull herself together. I'm just so concerned for that part. That's the only thing that made me look at what was happening. But it was just looking at really the power of God, the power of Gather, the power of the fact that the pastor he went outside of himself. He didn't ask any questions. He didn't try to pull anything out of her. He just kept praying against that demon. And I just loved that. I loved how his wife literally stood right behind him. Listen, everything is not a viral moment. I do want to say that I definitely wanted to put on camera just so they can see their self, just pulling out the camera just to show that this pastor really has tenacity, strength. Like, he just was about the long game. He's like, I'm not leaving here until this demon is up out of this girl. And he's not the type of person that like touch you and you fall to the ground. He literally is like a real person, and he just speak on real topics. But to see him in this moment, it was nothing but pure prayer, like, it was just like, it was a fight. It basically was a fight. And all I kept saying, I whispered to my mom, I said, I bet you they didn't know that they was coming to fight today. Like, they literally was in there fighting a demon that was just, it was an attack. And the things that she was saying, it wasn't even just attacking her. It was kind of like a play on the pastor. Like, she was saying things in direction to the pastor. And he was like, the pastor basically said that the demon is in her, but it is an attack on the pastor. And he was sweating bullets. This man had on a jacket, a shirt, an undershirt. Literally, it was wet to the core. Everybody that was on that floor, she was covered, and almost 10 people was around her on their knees. Talking about mega knees. They were on their knees for 3 hours. I no longer can get on my knees like that without some type of cushion up under them or something. These people was on the raw ground, basically praying over this woman, touching her from her neck to her head, to her chest, to her legs, to her ankles, everything, holding her down because she was shaking so badly to the point where they said this demon has nowhere to stay in her. We want her out. We need her out ASAP. You had one woman praying in her ear. The pastor was in her face. If he was any closer, like, you know, in her face, he was dripping in sweat. You had another guy standing there holding nothing but oil and pouring it on her hands. Literally, her hands was open across from her. And excuse me, because I still got my snake in my hand. Literally had her hands like out, and they had her literally sprawled out like a cross. And they were just praying over her, and they was holding her down because they didn't want her to jolt and do something crazy. And everything that she was saying was in like an aggressive way to the pastor. Like, I don't want to say what she was saying, but just know that whatever was attacking her came to attack the pastor. And the things that she was saying and the people that she was calling that was not there, it was like, it was just so different. And I have just like, I've been through experiences. I used to work on the psych floor at the hospital for almost like 4 years off and on. They kept putting me on the psych floor. So I have this kind of PTSD being around people of that nature, but I also have an alert when I'm around people of that nature, when they're going through something. PTSD, you know, schizophrenia, whatever you call it. It wasn't that, but I know the signs. I know their voice. I know that grunt. This lady was making a grunt, a noise, a sound that is not like a person that's just cool, kind. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but all I know is that it triggers me. So when I hear it, I knew something was up. It wasn't like, I kept telling my mother something is going on. Because the lady, at first I heard her, and then I heard her scream, and then I heard her saying some names that nobody really was around her by their name. And it was like, she kept saying, I want her, I want her, I want her. And it was like, and I'm like, who is she referring to? And then when she started saying things about the pastor, I said, this lady is having just a complete experience. You getting it? Yeah. This one here is let you be on the camera. She gets so nervous. I was talking about church today. You want to say anything? Why do people get like that? And then y'all wonder why I don't put the camera on anybody anymore, because, you know, people on my channel say you never show anybody that you're with. They don't want to be seen.
You always show me on the camera.
We were talking about church today and how the woman basically had some things that she is battling inside of her. Do you feel like service was really good today?
It was.
It was. And it's something that you had to be there to experience.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should probably speak on it, on what was going on with her.
Oh, you can speak on it. You don't have to say every little thing.
Yeah, but it was an experience. It shows that we don't know what people are battling.
Right.
We don't know what they're going through. You know, so we have to pray our way through it.
So it was a prayer service, basically.
Sometimes it's like that.
All we did was pray for like hours for someone else. So it wasn't really like a selfish prayer. It was like
right, we were praying for someone else. Yeah.
Prayed for her, prayed over her. Divas, it feels so good out here. When it comes to the twist, I'm starting to see what the girls talk about when they talk about locks. I feel so cute. I feel effortless. I feel beautiful. I swear that this is my color now.
I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Daddy, all of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag. Red, Baby, spank me when I get back. I'm in LA, Rodeo Drive. I'm in New York, Madison Ave. I'm a Barbie girl. Pink Barbie dream house. The way Ken be killing shit got me yelling out like the Scream House. Yelling out, we ain't selling out. We got money, but we ain't lending out. We got bars, but we ain't billing out. In that pink Ferrari, we pillin' out. I told Tay, bring the Bob Dylan out. So cold, we just chillin' out. Baby, yelling, yelling out. It's Barbie, bitch, if you still in doubt. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready.